So grab your headphones, let the journey start. With Suzy's Vegas tales, she's stealing the heart. In the city of dreams, let's laugh and play. Suzy's Las Vegas podcast, come join the sway.
Well, hello there. Hey, Vegas, I'm back. I know you've been wondering what happened to me, but I'm finally able to walk again. I'm not walking with a cane as much, and I'm back every Tuesday now. So I'm happy to see you. And I have a great show today. I've got Barry and I've got Andy. Andy was on a couple weeks ago, and Barry is brand new to our show. And please welcome them because they have one hell of a story. Okay, Andy, Barry, let's talk.
Let's go.
Score. Okay. Who wants to start first? You're the new kid on the block?
New kid on the block,
okay.
Absolutely.
And I want to know about your previous life before you started to do Score. You really had me when you said Raiders there, Barry.
Yes, yeah. So I spent 40 years in merchandising and building businesses for other companies. And the last stint that I had was from 2016 to 2023 with the Raiders.
Oh, my God.
Helped move the team for my business area out from Oakland out to Las Vegas. And my wife and I love it here, so we're staying and trying to get involved with the community. And that's what brought me to Score.
Yeah. Well, that's great.
Yeah.
And Andy, isn't he awesome?
Oh, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
He was the one that actually did my training at
Did he
Score
really?
3.5 years ago.
Yeah. He's wonderful.
He is.
Yes.
Thank you.
We're talking around you. Did you notice that?
Right.
Did you see the halo on your head, by the way?
No.
Okay, so let's find out what's happening with Score, and let's talk about what you guys want to talk about today.
Well, we're.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people know about Score, but in 25 words or less, we help small businesses from get started, when they're in business, when they're ready to retire and move to Vegas, and everything in between. Most of our clients have never been in business before. They don't know what they don't know. Mm-hmm. And the advantage that they have with coming to Score is most of us have been in business. Score originally was Service Corps of retired executives, although not all of our mentors.
Say it one more time.
Service Corps of retired executives, Score.
Yes.
But
I often wondered. I really do.
But we don't even use that anymore. We use Score. And a lot of our mentors are not retired; they're still in business. But we hopefully that our clients new in business, will not make some of the mistakes that we already made, and we know how to avoid.
Well, that's great because everybody needs help. You know that
Absolutely.
in the beginning.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And when you start, you think you know everything, and you find out very quickly you don't. And it's like, where do I go for this? Where do I go for that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's one of the things that I love about mentoring.
Yeah.
Is there's such a variety of business owners or potential business owners that we deal with. Some will get on the phone and they have all the answers, and we have to kind of sift through that to make sure that it makes sense in terms of what they're looking. And others are trying to find their path, right? The path to making money or to engaging themselves in something that they're passionate about.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of different stories that we're able to get involved with and support.
Mm-hmm. Well, Score, is that part of the chamber?
No.
It's a separate entity altogether.
It's a national organization.
Okay.
We're an adjunct with the SBA, although
Small Business Administration.
And we've been around, Score's been around for 60 years. believe it or not.
60 years.
In Las Vegas, not that long. And we have over, I think, 250 chapters nationwide with over 8,000 mentors.
Wow.
So we try to match someone up in a business that someone has the experience in, and if we can't match them with someone in Las Vegas, we can go online and find out one of the 8,000. You can always find. I've not been able to find someone who's been in the same kind of business that a client wants to start.
Really? That's quite a quite a feat, quite an accomplishment. Well, when you take on a client, you want to give our viewers an idea of how would they reach you? What would they go through? So people know how this works.
Yeah,
because
really
we're talking about it, but I want to basically make it simple for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. The best way is really for somebody to go online to score.org and reach out, ask for a mentor.
Okay.
Obviously, they can read all about the services. And I have a few current clients that in the beginning, they actually did workshops first to kind of validate and get comfortable with what SCORE did and
Sure.
some of the advice that they were pushing through some of the different pieces. And then at that time, they were comfortable and they put their name in and said, this is what I need help on. You know, usually we get 3 or 4 elements to their request in terms of the types of things they want to learn about. And then they try to match us up, typically locally. But, you know, somebody, if they really want a particular level of expertise in something, manufacturing,
Exactly. Yes.
then they can actually be paired up with somebody in another state as well. But
So
that's
it's basically business to business. It's the same business. So the people they're talking to, they've gone through all the bumps and, you know, the jabs and everything.
We put our CVs, our experience online, and if you search for a keyword, you'll find someone. If someone puts in marketing Las Vegas, they'll find Barry.
Okay.
If someone puts in manufacturing or strategic planning, they'll find me.
Okay.
And again, I have most of my clients, of course, are here, but I've got clients East Coast, Atlanta, Minneapolis, that found me just by looking for the keyword to match that.
Well, do you have like national meetings where all of you get together also, or?
For some things, like I'm part of a marketing group for SCORE National, so there are
Okay.
conversations that we have every month about developments that are going on. I also, just like Andy had mentioned, will reach out to individuals that have really specific expertise in something. I have a couple clients that were looking for a connection with individuals that had built data centers, as an example.
Okay.
Which obviously I have no
No.
experience with
Right.
that. But I spent some time researching that and found 3 different individuals that he was able to interview and
Out
connect
here
with them.
or different
all
places?
over,
All
all over
over?
the U.S. Yeah, all over the
Yeah.
U.S. So
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, you said your background, you were merchandising.
yeah.
Okay, did you own a business at one time?
My wife and I owned a bed and breakfast that we bought with a partner and remodeled and ran for a number of years
Yeah.
and made many, many mistakes.
Was this in California?
This was in Northern California, so we
Okay.
were there for 30 years. And at
So
the
you had
end
a
of
bed
that,
and breakfast.
yes, it was great. It was up in outside of Shasta in a little town called McLeod. So
Okay.
loved it, loved it. Had a lot of fun, learned a lot.
Sure.
It was good for us too to have something that
Oh,
we were able to do
absolutely.
together.
Yeah.
And so I draw on those experiences, especially the mistakes, frequently when I'm
yeah.
when I'm counseling
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. How big was your bed and breakfast?
6 rooms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6
So you bought a big house and you.
Yeah,
They had a bed and breakfast
It
there
had been a
before?
business, yeah, that someone had tried to develop that hadn't gone real well, and so we got involved, purchased it with a partner, and went down our journey
Okay.
for a number of years, getting it fixed up, and then going through marketing and trying to understand the clients we'd have. Ended up one of the biggest things we developed was tying in with the local fishing business. It's a great place
Oh, really?
in the U.S. to
Okay,
fish,
now
and
that's awesome.
we learned
You
that
said,
too.
What, Shasta, California is known for fishing?
Yes, there's some great fishing all around
What,
there.
like bass? Or?
Yes, yeah.
Bass?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'll have
So,
to tell my adopted father, Charlie, he needs to go up there.
oh, there you
Yeah.
go. There
Yeah.
you go. Yes.
But that's quite a feat.
Yeah.
I had a bed and breakfast, believe it or not, out here in Las Vegas.
Oh,
I
great.
started it in it was 2015 until 2018 when they said nobody's allowed to have the Airbnbs and the that
Yes.
type of stuff
Yeah.
anymore. And I was over in Henderson on Black Mountain Country Club.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
And I really loved it because I got a chance to talk to all the people. And, so I did try my hand at it, but I got to give you credit. And, we never talked about that much about your background. So, come on.
Well, every time I open my mouth, I grew up in New York.
Yes. No, really? I couldn't tell by the accent. Honest to God.
We've lived in all over the country. I have a degree in chemical engineering, and my first job was with oil and gas. And over the years,
Oil and gas. Okay.
Refineries.
Okay. Well, Bradford, Pennsylvania, like with the United?
I worked for Ethel Corporation in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Okay.
They made when they used to put tetraethyl lead in gasoline years ago. But I migrated into I think you've heard this already. I'll say it again.
Yeah, well, I want to bring it back to our audience. That's why I'm doing this.
I worked in three businesses that the world is definitely a better place. Oil and gas is not one of them.
Okay. Okay, so we'll mix that off. Okay, what's the other ones
I
here?
worked for
Andy?
M&M Mars.
Now that one I like, yeah.
I was a quality assurance manager.
Can we go for a tour?
You can go
and
for
we'll,
a tour.
We'll take you with us?
You can go for a tour at FLM. That's part of the Mars family.
Really?
Yes, it was.
FLM is part of the Mars family.
FLM.
Did you know that?
Was Forrest Mars' mother.
What did you just say?
FLM was Forrest Mars' mother.
Forrest Mars' mother.
Forrest Mars founded.
Like Forrest Gump, but Forrest Mars.
Right.
Okay.
Anyway, and we started a plant in Waco, Texas, so I was the first quality assurance manager there.
Okay.
And then when I left them, I went to work for Maxwell House Coffee.
Okay. Yes.
In quality assurance, and then my last job before I became a consultant was for Helene Curtis Personal Care Products.
Okay.
And I say the world is better. Imagine a world without coffee, candy, or deodorant.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't want to imagine that.
And then in '94, I joined a large consulting outfit. Spent a few years learning how to be a consultant, and I went off on my own. We moved out to Vegas because good air to get anywhere in the country in the same day, and go to my clients. And then
it spoils you. Once you come here, you can't leave.
Yeah.
And I did that for about.
I know.
Did
I went
that
back
for about 10 years, and I had enough traveling around to clients. And people would say, "Where are you going to go when you retire?" And I say, "I'm already here." Mm-hmm. And my wife said, "Why don't you find something to do to keep you busy?" So I found,
she wanted to get you out of the house.
She wanted to get me out of the house.
She was trying to tell you in a nice way.
No, she didn't tell. It wasn't a nice way.
No, she said, "Get out." I want to meet your wife, Andy.
So I found.
Hi, Mrs.
So I found SCORE. By the way, we're also, in addition to helping clients, we are always looking for volunteers who want to join us.
Okay,
Absolutely.
I want to join too.
And they can go to the same website, score.org/Las Vegas, if you want to volunteer in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And there's another button that says volunteer. And, just about anybody who's been in any kind of business can become a good SCORE mentor because of the experience that they gain over the years. So,
well, that is really good to know. So you are looking for people to work with you.
absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
So as I said, I joined SCORE about 15, 16 years ago.
Yeah.
And
Well, you're still young. You're 50.
You don't
though,
want to
aren't
know
you?
how old I
You
am.
retired when you were what? 35?
I retired when I was 3.
That's why he came back on. Now you know Gary why he came back on my show because he
Exactly.
likes
That's
this.
good. That's good.
And I served as a chapter chair for a couple of years. Currently leading the community outreach program that we have for partnering with other organizations that help small businesses. And people say, "Why do you stay in SCORE?" I said, "Well, because of the clients. That's the main reason. It's the clients. If you like people, SCORE's the place to be."
Yeah,
That's true. It is.
it really is.
And it's such a good feeling when you help people, isn't it?
Yeah.
That you get rewarded back, so many more times than what you give, I mean, it's just wonderful.
Yeah, I'd say after every phone call,
Yeah.
I have a smile on my face.
Yeah.
My wife has talked about that,
Yeah.
so she sees it. She sees the fact that I'm enjoying trying to give back and
Well, sure.
connecting with some other
Absolutely.
people in this area and just trying to help, trying to be supportive.
That's for sure. Well, let me ask you a question. See, you opened up another door for me. You know that. All right. So you're looking for volunteers. So you heard this. You want something to do. You need to get involved if you've had a business. Me, I'm kind of like what do I call myself? Multrepreneur. I had a department store back in Pennsylvania for 40 years. I also had a travel agency inside the department store, and I did interior design in there also.
Oh, wow.
And because of all my background experience, I was having such a good time, helping people too. I was in Pennsylvania, but I loved Vegas. When I came out here, this is where I wanted to be. And I got tired of like you, New Yorker, Pennsylvania, I got tired of shoveling snow. And, once you're here, you can't go back. I did go back, but I came back again after my parents passed. But I would, if you're looking for people, what type of people do you need right now, like in Las Vegas? Is there any special occupations that you're looking for, like per se?
Well, in my 3 years, I think things are changing. I mean, there's no question. So we love the fact that maybe we can connect with folks that want to help that are currently still in business. That's very helpful.
I can't retire, so
yeah, exactly.
But I love to help people.
And I think, there are places where, and Andy and I are trying to help the chapter support elements like AI, like the use of AI.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's a big deal.
Because it's scary for people
Sure
that first are exposed to it.
Yeah.
And those are things that if there are individuals out there locally that want to get
everybody
involved,
would
we
like
love
to know
those
that.
experiences. Yeah.
So do you do workshops on it to show
There are
people?
workshops out there. I think
Yeah.
right now, Andy is, and I'm trying to be supportive as well, trying to really help our own mentors, try to understand how to use it,
Right.
bring it to every conversation, which I think Andy and I both do, every single client conversation. We'll actually let them know, I just input your question into a tool that I use. I think we use different tools, but go ahead, Andy.
ChatGPT
Well,
or Gemini?
Microsoft
use Gemini.
uses Copilot.
Yeah.
There are several Perplexity. I just read a book. It was like the golden book of AI. It was
Good.
AI for beginners, and they
what I
cited 40 or 50 different AI platforms, what they can do, and examples of prompts to make them work.
Okay.
Now, and most of these AI platforms, the basic one is free, but it covers much of what you need. Then if you really want to get into depth, you have to start paying for it. But compared to the results that you get, it's well worth the money to do some of these things.
Absolutely.
But as Barry said, if you come to me with an idea, say you want to open up another department store, I would go into AI and say, what are the requirements for licensing for a department store business in Nevada?
Right.
And it'll give me a checklist of things to do. And the other things that AI does, it'll look at a website and it'll turn it into a video. And I actually created one for SCORE.
That is so cool, isn't it?
I created one for SCORE.
Yeah.
I took my bio and I put it in, and it created a PowerPoint presentation about me.
See, there you go.
And then, it'll create just about any document that you need. Now, you have to remember, AI sometimes makes mistakes. They call it hallucination.
Is that what they call it?
Yes,
Hallucination?
hallucination.
Oh, yeah, I can
It makes stuff
figment
up.
of my imagination.
So
Figgy
you've
down
got to check a lot of this stuff. One I like gives references called Perplexity. It gives references where it found everything, so you can go back and check and make sure that it's accurate.
That's great.
So as a tool, it's just fantastic. I used to say, well, I'm only going to see clients who are looking for manufacturing or quality assurance experience,
Right.
because that's my main thing. Now I can take any client with any kind of experience, and I might not be the one to long-term mentor, but at least I can get them started.
Right.
And I can use AI and say, okay, if you want some more expertise, we can go into our SCORE database and find someone. Like marketing. I know enough about marketing to be dangerous, but I also know that Barry, among others, can help me with marketing, and we've done some co-mentoring where he provides the marketing input. So
That's great.
yeah, that's
Well, how long have you guys been friends? Ever since you came here?
Actually, in the last 3.5 years. That's
Really?
since Barry came here.
Yeah.
So tell me the story, how you two got together.
Well,
You know,
it was
as
all
friends.
through SCORE. It
Was
was all
it?
through SCORE, yes. They paired us up together.
he was-
Now,
Okay.
why did they do that? Why did they pair the two of us up, do you think?
That's a good question, Barry. Come on. Did you
Put
say,
him on the
all right,
spot.
put him with me?
When someone comes into SCORE as a prospective,
Yeah.
we pair them up with an experienced mentor.
Right. Okay.
And
I get that.
I'm on the list of people who are available to be paired up. So my name must have come up.
And you said, okay.
And so now, I've got a couple of clients a couple of perspectives that I'm mentoring them. I just got assigned to interview another prospective one who's just wants to join SCORE. So, I don't spend all of my time only seeing clients. I spend a lot of my time with the organization itself.
Yeah.
Well,
And,
that's really important.
Yeah,
It's really
definitely.
meaningful, you know
Yeah.
that?
It is.
It is, very much so. So what do you see going forward with this
more.
for you two? You
More.
look for more business, more people?
Well, it's interesting. When I was chapter chair, we had a meeting, and we did what's called a transformation map. we said, here's where we are today. Where do we want to be in 5 years? And we looked at various aspects. What are we going to do in mentoring? What do we want to do in technology? What do we want to do in locations? And we said, okay, we saw 3,000 clients in the last year. Could we double that in 5 years? And it was started in 2018. And something came along called COVID.
Yeah,
So
it kind of
sort of
screwed all
took
of
us
us
on.
up, didn't it?
So what we're going to do, I just had a discussion with our current chapter chair. We're going to redo that. We're going to redo the transformation map and look ahead. Where do we want to be in the next 5 years? And what do we have to do, and so on and so on. And hopefully there won't be another COVID epidemic
Absolutely.
to derail us. And I don't know whether we could double our clients in 5 years, but we certainly want to see more and more clients. We want to have more and more mentors. And we want to help more people be in business. That's our goal.
Well, I think that's wonderful. I really do.
If you come to me and say, I want to start this business, my first question is, how are you going to make money?
That's the best.
How are you going to make money?
Yes.
And then turn that into a business plan.
Yeah.
Then certainly you're going to need financing. If you need financing, you're going to go to the bank. The first thing the bank is going to ask you, where's the business plan?
Right.
To show that you're going to be able to pay the money back. So that gets most of our clients started. Then the next step is, how are people going to find out about you? Here's your marketing plan.
That's right.
And how are you going to deliver what you want to deliver? Is your operating plan. And finally, what does the bottom line look like? Here's your financial plan. So those are the three elements that you have to put into every business. And that's what we do. We get people started on that journey to do
Well,
that.
that's wonderful. I'd like to make an offer to both of you because I like you both. I really do. So with your new clients, the ones that need their name out there and they want to talk about their business and are really excited about it, I'd like to have them on my show with either you or whoever you have. I think it would be great. And we'll also give them a short video that they'll be able to show people when they talk about their business on what they can do.
That's great.
Excellent. That's
Yeah.
great. That's
And,
fantastic. Yeah.
so that'll be my contribution to you
Great.
guys. And I'd like to be involved in your...
And if anyone contacts you, you know where to find us to do that.
And that brings me to the second thing that I want to talk to you about. As we all know, we're getting to that certain age. And that certain age means how do we maneuver over 60, actually over 55 in Las Vegas, but really over 60, 70, 80, 90 people are living longer. A lot of times they don't understand what's going on with the insurance, with the Medicare, how can they get help, what they need, and I'd like to do a second half-hour show with this. And you're both invited to be part of this. I would really like to find out who I can talk to about all the problems that go on in Las Vegas, how people can get help. And you two seem to be my best guys here because you know people in the different businesses, and I'd like to be able to have them on my show so we can talk about things that people really need when they get to our age. We laugh, we're still young. As I told these guys, when I fell, that was January 11th. I thought I was invincible. I didn't think that I got hurt. I got up, had a little shot of scotch, and I figured I'll be okay. I went for dinner, and I couldn't get out of the booth over at T-Bones. And it took me literally 2 months, and I had 5 fractures in my knee. And I've been dealing with the doctors and everything else, so I'm here. I'm your age, and you guys seem to like my show, and you send me questions and things all the time. But the second show should be really about how can we help each other as we get older, and maybe make this a place where people can talk about it. And if you got a story to tell, I'd like to hear it too. So Suzy's Las Vegas, 702-540-9929. And you've met Barry, you've met Andy, and you know how to get to SCORE right now. Andy was here before. Barry's our new guy, and he's got a hell of a story here. So let's see if we can do some really, really
Very
interesting things.
Very good.
What do you think about that?
Sure.
So will you help me?
Absolutely.
Okay. And I'll even sweeten the pot more. I have a nice house. We can have maybe a get-together, maybe a barbecue over at my place.
Oh,
and,
good.
Get your people together, and it would
Very
be nice.
nice.
I'd like that.
Very nice.
So what else do you have to say before we have to say goodbye? I want to hear what your next plan is, Andy.
My next plan is,
I know you mentioned a QR code, but and we couldn't use your paper, but how would the people get to the QR code? Do you have
they get to the same site, the QR codes, score.org/Las Vegas.
Okay.
On the left side, there'll be a blue button, find a mentor.
Okay.
Put that in, and then it gives you a menu to put your information in.
All right.
And then someone will contact you.
Okay.
So
Is that like a national database?
well,
or is
no.
that
Well,
Las
if you go to
Vegas?
score.org,
The Las Vegas one is here. Right.
you go to score.org. If you put in your zip code, it's going to send you back to Las Vegas.
Okay, that's good.
Your zip.
So
you can also
they're
do
really
it through
good.
score.org. The QR code, which I can't show,
Yeah.
will take you to the Las Vegas one.
Okay.
But,
Well, I mean, you can show the paper. He just couldn't. You just can't read it. Is
I'm
the
not gonna
problem?
Well,
Yeah.
a couple other things too.
Yeah, please tell me,
You
Barry.
could anybody could go into Score Las Vegas in Facebook or Score Las Vegas
And then join
in
it.
LinkedIn.
Join it.
Well, check us out. Check us
Yeah,
out there.
That's
There's
a
some
great
information.
idea,
Yeah.
Barry. Honest to God, that's a wonderful idea.
And if you just want to know what we do,
Yes.
just go to the website main page.
Okay.
And you can see take a workshop. There's a list of the workshops coming up in the next 6 weeks.
Really?
And most of our workshops now are online.
So you could literally do them from your home?
You can do them from your
Yes.
home.
Yep.
And
Do
in
you
fact,
do-
most of my clients are online right now. Once in a while, they want to meet face to face, but it's much more convenient. It's
Online.
not. I don't think it's as good as face to face, but it's much more convenient.
Do you
than
do
having
the Zoom and different things, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we also have a 4-part series coming up through the chamber. I'm doing
Okay.
one of the initial kickoff on marketing.
Okay.
And there's 4 different classes that are online classes, and we'll have to get you the dates on the
Yeah,
final
please
dates on
do.
that. But
Yeah.
it's going to be a great series, and
Yeah.
the chamber's been very supportive in
Oh, yeah,
aiding
they're
us in kind of
wonderful, aren't
organizing
they?
that.
Yeah.
They've been very good.
Yeah.
Another thing that we have once a month, we have a networking opportunity in person for women in business.
Oh, you do?
And there's one
Yeah.
coming up this Friday.
Where's that at?
That's at 2300 West Sahara in the U.S. Bank building.
Okay.
On the first floor.
Okay.
And people can go online to the Score in Las Vegas website, and they can register, but they don't have to register. They can just come. They can walk in.
One more time, where's it located?
2300 West Sahara on the first floor of the U.S. Bank building.
Okay, and what time is it?
It starts at it starts at 8:30.
In the
between
morning?
8:30 and 9.
So it's a morning
It's
workshop.
a morning.
That's a
It's
good
not a
one.
workshop. It's just a networking opportunity.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
And we
yeah.
do that every month. And then the other
Well,
thing
yeah, I'd
that,
like to be a part of that. That would be interesting.
that I'm
Do you get a lot of people come in?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
one of the
that's-
best attended
one of the
events that
best.
we
Oh,
run
that's
every year.
great.
Yeah, it is.
And I've been making contacts with a couple of other organizations. I'm going to be that day, as a matter of fact, in the afternoon. I'm going to the Exchange Club, and they have a group of people that help disadvantaged children and
That's
young
good.
adults.
I love to help people.
And then another one that we're reaching out to, believe it or not, is Hope for Prisoners. People that are
Well,
getting
sure.
out
Yes.
and getting out and need to get back into society.
Yes.
So we're trying to do some joint things for them, like helping them start a business is exactly
Well,
what we do.
that's wonderful.
So that's 2 more organizations that we'll be talking
You know,
about.
you guys got a lot going, don't you? I'd love to have you back again. We should do this, like every 6 or 8 weeks, and check in with each other, like on what's going on, with you guys, and how can we help? Yeah, I'd love it. It'd be great. So it was great to have you both, honest to God. So
thank
your
you.
name one more time and your phone number if anybody wants to get a hold
Barry
of you.
DeVilbiss, and I'm at 925-577-0044.
Okay, and
And I have to read the phone number on my card. Because that is not my phone number. That is a phone number where you can talk to someone who will
Okay.
do an intake.
okay,
And her phone number is
Okay, Andy.
no longer on my card.
okay.
No.
We're going to do smoke signals, aren't we, Barry?
Yes,
We'll send smoke
exactly.
Now,
signals up for
my
Andy.
email,
Yeah.
I'll give you my email. It's my
Okay,
name,
yeah.
Andrew.Perla, ANDREW.PERLA, at scorevolunteer.org.
Okay,
And that's another way to contact me. And if someone wants to contact me and become a volunteer or become a client, they can do it
Well,
through
that's
that way.
wonderful.
So there's a lot of ways to get in.
Well, you know, I got to tell you, Andy, I'm so glad you brought your buddy in. And this is wonderful. He has one heck of a story, too. Yeah. It's a pleasure to meet you, Barry.
Very
It
nice.
really
Thanks
is.
for having us.
Yep.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you so
Very
much
good.
for being on the show. Come back.
Great.
Okay,
Thank
you
you.
too.
All right.
So that's our show for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Please send, email, text me, whatever you'd like to hear. And again, I want to talk about Medicare, medical issues for seniors in Las Vegas. And if you have an agency and you'd like to be on my show, or you have some really good things, please get in touch with me. Suzy at 702-540-9929. Thank you again. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
So grab your headphones, let the journey start with Suzy's Vegas tales. She's stealing the heart in the city of dreams. Let's laugh and play. Suzy's Las Vegas podcast. Come join the sway.